Imagine this. It's April 23rd, 2006, in Kiev, Ukraine. A young man in his early 20s is seen standing on the street, staring up at a high-rise apartment building. He looks confused, anxious, and completely out of place. Witnesses think he might be a lost tourist, but his behavior is so strange that it catches the attention of two police officers nearby. When they approach him, things take a bizarre turn. Join us as we journey through the mysterious tale of Sergie Ponomarenko, a man who seemed to slip through the fabric of time. The young man nervously asked the officers for directions to a place called Peshnaya Street. The officers exchange confused glances. There is no such street in Kiev. They ask for his identification, and that's when the mystery deepens. Sergei hands them documents that look pristine, but are dated from the Soviet Union, a country that ceased to exist in 1991. Even more astonishing, according to his birth date, Sergei was born in 1932. That would make him 74 years old, yet he appears no older than 25. Who was this man? Was he a time traveler, a lost soul from the past, or something else entirely? The story of Sergei Ponomarenko became widely known thanks to a Russian documentary titled The Time Traveler. According to the film, eyewitnesses first saw Sergei standing at an intersection, looking lost and frightened. His clothes, while brand new, were reminiscent of a fashion style from 50 years earlier. His strange behavior drew the attention of police officers, including one named Sergei Anapenko. Ponomarenko's behavior was peculiar. His insistence on finding a place that didn't exist on any modern map, and his anxious, almost frantic demeanor made the officers suspect something was seriously amiss. Sergei Ponomarenko repeatedly asked for directions to Peshnaya Street. When Officer Anapenko tried to find the street on a map, all he found was a landfill in its place. This, combined with Sergei's outdated yet new-looking clothes and his antique camera, made the officers suspect something extraordinary was afoot. The police noticed that Sergei's identification papers, though dated from 1958, were in mint condition. The photograph on his ID resembled the young man standing before them, but how could it be him? The officers decided to take Sergei to a psychiatric clinic, suspecting he might be mentally unwell. Reluctantly, Sergei agreed to go to the clinic to avoid being arrested for vagrancy. Upon arrival, CCTV footage captured him acting agitated and nervous. The receptionist noted that Sergei seemed utterly bewildered by modern technology, particularly her mobile phone. He refused to part with his belongings, including his vintage camera, making him a difficult patient. Investigators examining Sergei's background found a photograph of him with the Motherland Monument in Kiev visible in the background. However, the rest of the skyline was filled with skyscrapers that did not yet exist. On the back of the photo was a message to a woman named Valentina, reading, "Dearest Valentina, everything is fine with me. I'll try to return when I can. Yours, Sergei." This cryptic note suggested that Sergei might have leaped into the future once again, indicating that he had previously experienced time travel and was currently in another future period. Despite this, Sergei's bewilderment persisted, possibly due to the disorienting effects of time travel or the rapid changes in technology and environment that made adjusting to his new reality extremely difficult. As of the release of the documentary in 2011, Sergei had not been seen or heard from again. This left many questions unanswered. Had Sergei traveled far into the future, beyond our current time? Had he managed to find his way back to Valentina? The mystery of Sergei Ponomarenko captivated many, blending elements of time travel, love, and the unexplained. After his visit to the psychiatric clinic, where he displayed bewilderment and agitation, Sergei's whereabouts became a topic of intrigue. The clinic's records indicated he vanished from the facility without a trace, leaving behind no clues as to where he might have gone. Speculations arose that he might have experienced another time slip, transporting him either further into the future or possibly even back to his original time. The exact details of his disappearance remain shrouded in mystery, fueling ongoing fascination and debate about the true nature of his existence and his inexplicable journey through time. The concept of time travel has intrigued humanity for centuries. In 1770, Louis-Sébastien Mercier wrote The Year 2440, envisioning a future world. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, published in 1843, explored time travel in both directions, but it was H.G. Wells' 1895 novel The Time Machine that truly popularized the genre. These stories, though fictional, raised profound questions about the nature of time and our place within it. Is time travel possible? Einstein's theory of relativity, published in 1905, suggested that it might be. According to special relativity, moving clocks tick more slowly than stationary ones. This means that if you were to travel at 99.995% of the speed of light to a star and back, from your perspective on the spaceship, the journey might not feel like it takes 50 years due to time dilation. Instead, you might experience only about a year passing. Meanwhile, observers on Earth would see 100 years pass during your round trip because time is passing at a normal rate for them. This difference occurs because, according to relativity, time is relative to the speed and motion of the observer. So while the distance remains 50 light years, your experience of time would be significantly different from those on Earth due to your high speed of travel. Einstein's 1915 general theory of relativity further expanded on this, describing gravity as a property of space-time, where time moves slower in stronger gravitational fields. This is called gravitational time dilation. An example of this is seen with GPS satellites, which need adjustments to account for the time difference caused by being in a weaker gravitational field compared to Earth's surface. Traveling back in time, however, is more theoretical. It involves bending or warping space-time to such an extent that you could take a shortcut from one point to another faster than light could travel, possibly allowing backward time travel. This would require immense energy, perhaps from a cosmic phenomenon like an exploding star. Did Sergei Ponomarenko somehow stumble into a wormhole or a tear in the fabric of space-time? While his story is fascinating, it also has inconsistencies that suggest it might be a well-crafted hoax. The documentary, while compelling, contains errors and dramatizations that raise questions about its authenticity. Dates and times in the footage do not match up, and digital alterations in photographs indicate manipulation. Despite its dubious authenticity, Sergei Ponomarenko's story continues to captivate because it touches on our deep-seated fascination with time travel. It makes us ponder the possibilities of the future and the regrets of the past.